So good afternoon all. Screen is visible to everyone? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are some points which are based on the data types and their sizes. Okay. So there is a one problem statement 15 number, that is implement the C program to display number of bytes required to store different data type. So in C language, there is one function, that is size of function, which calculates how many bytes are required for the particular type of data types. So we know the data types. So in C language, there are different data types. First is the built-in data type, which we have already seen. What is meant by built-in data types? Okay, so in that built-in data type, first is integer, second is float, third is double, fourth is character. Yes. Okay, so these are the fundamental built-in data types, which is also called as primary data type. Yes.
Long double कशा देते?
Yes, long, short, then short, okay, signed, then unsigned. Okay, so these are called as the modifiers. All these are called as the modifiers. Yes, understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
These are the modifiers. Modifiers modifies your built-in data types. For example, int is a default data type, that is integer type. We have only store integer variables in the int data type. But what is the size here? In ANSYS C 64-bit, integer data type requires 4 bytes. Okay, let's see how we can calculate it. For that, create the new source file. In that, what is our problem statement? Just copy this problem statement. So this is the problem statement. Implement the C program to display number of bytes required to store different data types. Great. Now, first, what we have to include? Hash include stdio.h header file, because all the standard input output related functions are available in stdio.h header file. Okay. So all the standard input output related functions definitions are available in the stdio.h header file. Now, after including header files, write main function. So int main is the main function where we write the body inside this curly bracket. Okay, so what is the body? It depends on the problem statement. So we want to demonstrate how many bytes are required for the different data types. So first data type is A. Okay, clear? So this is called as what? Variable declaration statement. Okay, this int A, this is called as variable declaration. Just a is a variable declaration because we cannot assign any value to the a variable, so it is a variable declaration, and whole this statement is called as the variable declaration statement. Great. Now what we want to do, we want to calculate how many bytes this variable required when memory is reserved for this a variable, how many bytes are reserved. So for that, which function is there? There is a size of. Okay, so size of is a function, or it is also called as the special type of operator also. Size of is also called as built-in function, but it is also called as special type of operator. Okay, next, how to demonstrate it? Just print the size. Printf in double quotes give the message size of a is equal to percentage d slash n. So why we give the percentage d? Because size, that is integer, float, double, this is in the numeric, that is decimal format. So it is 4, not 4.5 like this. Okay, in the float format. So it is a percentage d. And how? Yes, we can write size of function. And what is the argument we have to pass to this function? Either we have to pass the name of the data type or the name of the variable. Both are valid. For example, just give the name of the variable and then give the semicolon at the end of the statement. Last is the return 0. Great. So guys, either you have to write a or just you have to pass int int here. Now what is the function work, or what how function works? Size of function, how it works, its return type is integer. What it returns? Size of function returns integer value. And what is the argument? You have to pass either name of the variable or name of the data type. This is called as the prototype for size of function. So what is the prototype? This is the prototype, or called as function declaration. As per the function declaration, we have to call the function. So we will see this in the function chapter later on. But here only we want required that we have to call the function by their name, size of. Either we have to pass name of the variable, or name of the data type. Okay, so here I have passed the name of the variable. So what it returns? This function returns how many bytes are required or reserved in the memory for a variable. So how many bytes? Okay, so here the compiler is a GCC 64 compiler, and ANSYS compiler is there. So it requires 4 bytes. So let's check what is the output. First save it using demo size of, name of the file, choose type as a C, save it. Next compile it. Oh, one error is there. Hash include. Spelling is wrong. So hash include. Okay. So again save it. Compile. No error. No warning. Now execute your program by using run statement. So guys, size of a is equal to 4. Means 4 bytes are required for the a variable. Understood? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is simple program that we have to display the number of bytes required to store different data types. So this is the first data type, that is integer. Now check for the another data type, suppose float f. Okay, and how we can check it? By using same function. So just write printf, then size of f, or size of float, you can write it as, because size of int, we want to print the sizes of respective data type. So give the message like size of float is equal to percentage d /n for new line or next line, then comma, then size of, okay, name of the function, then pass the either float data type name. Yes, it is also possible. You can pass name of the variable like f, or you can pass name of the data type, that is float. Great. Next thing, write the semicolon at the end of the statement. Guys, let's check what is the size. Compile and run. So float also requires 4 byte, integer also requires 4 byte. Okay, in 64-bit ANSI compiler. Why I have write in this way? Because on the different compilers, for traditional Turbo C compiler, int data type requires only 2 bytes. How many bytes are required? Only 2 bytes. Float requires 4 bytes. That means it varies from compiler to compiler. If it is 64-bit ANSI compiler, int requires 4 byte, float also requires 4 bytes. Okay, great. Now check for the double data type, double D. Okay. So write printf, that is name of the function. This is the printf, this is the built-in function, and its definition, this is the standard output function, and this standard output function's definition is present in the stdio.h header file. Okay, and this is actually called as a function call. This is a function call just by using name of the function and give the argument list. So similarly, calculate the size of double is equal to percentage d /n, and again call the function that is size of. Okay, this is a special type of function which calculate how many bytes are required for the particular type of data type. So size of, and just pass the name of the variable d, or you can pass the name of the data type also. Both are valid. Great. Now check how many bytes are required for the double itself. So compile and run. So double requires 8 bytes. Okay, in ANSI 64-bit compiler. Next. Now there is a difference. Okay, just take for character, and then we can printf size of character is equal to percentage d /n, comma, size of, give the name of the function, name of the variable. Yes, we cannot declare it, so just give the name of the data type. Yes, it works, and then give semicolon. So character data type requires how many bytes? We will see it. Okay, so character data type required only 1 bytes. Okay. Yes, understood, guys? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Shall we move? Okay, next is the modifier. So long, then short, then signed, then unsigned. Okay, these are the all modifiers in the C language, which modifies your data type. For example, int. Before int, if you write short, okay, so what happens? Before int, if you write short, so how data type looks like? Just write short or short int. Okay, short int s. And I want to calculate how many bytes are required for this s type of variable, whose data type is short int. This is whole data type, but int is the actual data type, and this short is actually its modifier. Understood, guys? Short, long, these are the modifiers. Now let's check how many bytes are required. So printf size of short equal to %d /n, comma, size of short. Okay, so save it, compile it. Okay, or yes, you can just pass the name of the variable s. Okay, yes, just compile it. There is no error, no warning. Now it's time to execute it. So guys, here size of short int requires 2 bytes, but just int requires 4 bytes. So short is a modifier which modifies your data type. So what it modifies, if just int is there, it requires 4 bytes. And if you require short, you can write short int, then short int requires only 2 bytes. So here memory is reserved, okay, not wasted. If you want to store roll numbers 1 to 100 in this variable, suppose s is a variable where we want to store roll numbers of the students, and the range of the roll numbers starts from 1 to 100 only. So why to use int data type? Because it requires 4 byte. Instead of that, you have to use short int. Okay, if you use short int, then it requires only 2 bytes, and if it requires 2 bytes, then what is the range? We have explained the range also. Range means what is the shortest and longest element saved in that variable. So shortest is 32,768 to 32,767. So this is the range. That much number we want to save into the short int variable s. Okay, so it is sufficient. We want to store here only roll number, and roll numbers range is from 1 to 100. So this is sufficient. So why to waste the bytes? Because when the program efficiency, when it increased, when you required less amount of memory, if amount of memory is increased, automatically your program speed get lowered. So that is called as optimization. When we want to make optimization of your code, then what we have to decide, which data type we have to prefer, int or short int. So short int, it requires only 2 bytes. So prefer short int itself. Understood the difference between data types, modifiers, and their respective sizes using size of operator.
Yes, sir.
Yes, speak loudly. So
Yes, sir.
okay. Great. Anyone having any doubt in this size of operator, data types, that is built-in data types only, and their modifiers? Yes, if you have any doubts, please ask. Unmute yourself and ask the question. I think you can understood it. Yes. Now another modifier, that is long int L, and check what is the size required for the long int. So if you just copy this and print size of long %d and pass the name of the variable, that is L. Okay, then save it, compile and run, and check size of long required only 4. Okay, no need, it's 4. Also there is another data type, it is called as long. Okay, so sometimes long is a data type and long its modifier. Yes, it's also there in some C languages. Okay, just compile and run and check. Yes, size of long is 8 bytes. How many bytes are required for that? 8 bytes are required. Guys, understood? This is a long type of data type. So size of long is equal to how many bytes are there? 8 bytes. 8 bytes are required. And if it is only long int, then it is 4 bytes only. Yes. Understood this concept?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now let's check anything remaining in the programs. Okay, so almost we have demonstrate all pre-post increment operators. Okay, bytes required. Then implement C program to find largest between two numbers using ternary operator. Guys, you have tried that? Already we have implement one of the using ternary operator.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So there are number of problem statement, convert temperature Fahrenheit to Celsius. So here what we expect, you can take the temperature in Fahrenheit and then apply the formula and convert it into Celsius. And if you don't know the formula, you can just go through the Google and type their temperature Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. It gives the formula. You can use that formula. Okay. Any doubts in these problem statements? Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. So first I will share this code to everyone. Yes. I hope you understand all this concept. Shall we move to the next part?
Yes, sir.
Anyone having any doubts? Tell me if you required any problem statement you want to solve, then I will show you. Okay, so before moving to next part, actually algorithm and flowchart, but before that I have to give some lectures on the branching statement if else. Okay, so moving to that, again I will I have one problem statement I will show you. Implement the C program to find gross salary of an employee. So find the gross salary. So take basic salary from the user. On the basic salary, calculate DA. DA is 80%. Then calculate TA, that is TA is 20%. Then add basic plus DA plus TA, which gives you gross salary, and print the gross salary of that particular user. So it is only based on some arithmetic operators. Then it requires printf, scanf, that is some built-in standard input output functions. Okay, so just copy it. I will demonstrate that also, and then we will move to the next part. Okay, so this is the problem statement. So give the multi-line comment. How to give multi-line comment? Slash, that is forward slash, star, and at the line where it ends, again give star slash. Guys, this slash is called as the forward slash. There are two types of slash. This type of slash and this type of slash. Okay, so these are two types of the slash. First type of the slash is called as the forward slash. Okay, then this type of the slash is called as the backward slash. Okay, I hope you understand this. What is meant by forward slash and backward slash? So here give the forward slash star and star forward slash. This is called as the multi-line comments. Comments are that lines which cannot be executed. These comment lines cannot be executed in C language. Understood? So again, you can give multi-line comment like this. and remove star here. Okay. So here also we want to give the comment. So how to give the comment? Multiline slash star star slash. Great. Guys, hope you understand that multi-line comments and single line comments. How we can give single line comments? Only to forward slash. This is called as single line comments. Comments, why we use comments? Comments, due to that code is readable. Your code is readable. We can give the comments. So what is the actual purpose of the code? What is the functions, main aim? We can write on in the comment line. So these are the single line. This is called a single line comment. And if you want to write comment for multi-line, then use slash star star slash as a multi-line comment. Yes. Yes, understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's explore our problem statement. So, implement the C program to find the gross salary of an employee. Okay, so first use include, hash include, stdio.h header file, then int main, that is main function. Okay, great. Now you have write your code here. So first we require how the output is shown on the text mode window or the console. So before that, first save that program, that is gross salary, source type as a C source file, save it, gross salary.c. So what output looks like on the console? So I will create new file. So first take the basic salary from the user. So enter your basic salary. This is the first statement on the text mode window or the console. After that, user enters some basic salary, suppose 10,000. Okay, so this is my basic salary. Suppose a user enters, press enter, then what is the result? Gross salary is equal to. So how to calculate gross salary? By using the formula. So first calculate DA, 80% of DA on the basic salary, then TA, 20% of TA on the basic salary, calculate it, add TA plus DA plus basic salary, which gives you gross salary. So how output, suppose, and it is a gross salary. What is the as per the formula? So we will calculate it afterwards. So first, guys, this is the output looks like on the console, and here actual gross salary is displayed. So this is the output looks like on the console. So as per the output, we have to design our program. So first, enter your basic salary. That is the first statement. So write printf in double quotes /n. Okay, then use scanf to take the value from the user. Suppose basic salary is integer, so comma basic salary. So bsal, that is the name of the variable. Okay, so declare that name of the variable as an integer basic salary. This is the name of the variable. Okay, so we have, this is input statements. We can take the value from the user. Which value we can take from the user? Take the basic salary value from the user. Okay, great. Now processing. Now process and calculate the DA. So take one more variable DA and another variable, that is TA. So DA and TA. And one more required, that is called as the gross salary, GSAL. That is the gross salary, name of the variable. Now first calculate DA. So how to calculate DA? Basic salary multiply by what? 0.8. 80%. means 80 divided by 100. So 80 divided by 100, it gives you 0.8. You can write in this way, or there is another way. That means you have to calculate like this: 80 divided by 100. Okay, so basic salary into 80 divided by 100, which gives you DA. Again, calculate the TA. How to calculate TA? Basic salary into, yes, 20%. So 20 divided by 100, guys. Yes. So, okay. This is TA and DA. This is called as the processing statements. Okay. So processing statements. Great. This is called as input statements. Input statement, processing statement. After processing, now processing is remaining. We want to calculate gross salary. So gross salary is equal to what? Basic salary plus DA plus TA. So add all these into the gross salary and print the gross salary. So printf. So what is the output looks like? Gross salary is equal to. So gross salary is equal to, write in double quotes. So gross salary is equal to percentage D, variable part. We can calculate into which variable? GSAL. So pass here GSAL as an argument and then semicolon. And now last statement is return 0, because we have to write return type of the main function as a int. So return 0 means successfully termination of your program. So now compile the code. It gives you 0 error, 0 warning. Now let's run it. So first is the enter basic salary, suppose 10,000. And when I press enter, oh yes, what happens? Something is wrong. Yes, let's check what is the thing. Guys, let's check the code and why this happens. Just tell me. Just tell me. See the code and what is the mistake?
Scanf function is not there.
Scanf function is there.
After gross salary.
After gross salary. No, it is not required. Scanf function is not required. Scanf function, what is the use of scanf function? To take the value from the user. Only what we want to take from the user, only basic salary. On this basic salary, we have to calculate DA, TA and gross salary and display that. For displaying printf function is there, not scanf function. Yes, anyone other? Okay, there one is a logical runtime error. Now what is that? Because when we enter the value, it does not move forward. Why it happens? Let's check and tell me. Yes, how many students are there? (42). Why today less count? CR, are you there? Yes, there are 2 CRs. Yes. CR is not in meeting. Yes, Gauri, Jairaj. Yes. Okay. Let's focus on this scanf statement. How we can write the scanf statement? First scanf, then in double quotes percentage D. which type of value we want to take from the user, that is decimal, so use percentage %d. Then name of the variable. Before that, what is required? Yes, what is required? Ampersand. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just save it. It is not given as a compiler error. It is not a compiler error. Understood? So if you not use ampersand, it is not a compiler error. It is not treated as a compilation error. Okay. It is a logical one. Your logic is something wrong. Okay. So run it. Now input value as a 10,000. Yes, great. So gross salary is equal to what? 10,000. Is it correct? Is it correct? No,
sir.
because 80% of 10,000 and something more than that. Okay, why this happen? Because of floating point. Because 80 into divided by 100, it gives you float point value. 20 into divided by 100 gives you float point value, and it negotiate and all is treated as a zero. DNTA. Let's watch it. Then you can understand it very well. Debug. Okay. Enter your basic salary. Suppose 10,000. Yes. Now let's check. Before that, watch. For basic salary, watch. DA, watch. For TA variable, watch. This type of called errors are called as the runtime errors or logical errors. Okay. So just watch basic salary. What value we have entered? 10,000. So basic salary is 10,000. DA, TA, and gross salary. These are 0, 1, 0. Okay. Now we want to execute this line, debugging. So this line now executed, blue line. So which tab we have to execute? Next line. When this execute, check the value of DA. Next line. So what is the value of DA? 0 itself. Now execution of the TA, this line, what is the value? 0. So gross salary, basic salary plus DATA both are 0. So it gives the value as a 10,000 itself. Okay, run it. Okay, and output get displayed on your console. So gross salary is equal to itself. Oh, it's not correct way. What is the wrong? Here float point value 80 divided by 100 means 0.8. 20 divided by 100 means it is 0.2. These are the two float values. But while making multiplication, only 0 is considered. Only integer value is considered. Here also it only 0, that is integer value is considered. So what happens? 0 plus basic salary, 0 plus multiply by basic salary, which gives you 0 itself. Understood, guys? So that's why. So what is the solution? So solution is we have typecast it into some another data types. For example, here we have to take, instead of integer, we have to take float. Okay, so here while scanning we can use %f. Now check it, and it compile, no error, no warning, enter. So 10,000. Oh, it gives the gross salary as a 0. Wrong results. What is wrong here? What is wrong? Okay, now everything is in the float. So here first, not D, we have to print F. Yes, this is the first thing. Okay, just check whether it gives the correct value. 10,000. Oh, but it gives you same value, 10,000 itself. Again, there is a one problem. No. So what we have to do? Yes, first we have to check 0.8. Yes, give here also 0.2. Okay, next Save it, compile and run. Basic salary. Yes. Now it gives the correct answer. Gross salary is equal to what? What? 20,000. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. Because
Yes, sir.
TA is 80%. Okay, and TA is 20%. So whole is 100%. So if basic salary is 10,000, its 100% is again 10,000. So 10,000 plus 10,000, what is the gross salary? 20,000. Okay, great. It's correct. But when we write, is it correct? Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
But when we write what? 80 divided by 100, so what happens? Why it does not give the correct result? If you want to check, let's check it again. Compile and run. So basic 10,000. What is gross salary? 12,000. Why it is 12,000? Because it's 0.2 20% is calculated, but 80% does not calculated. This is treated as a 0. 80 divided by 100, it gives you 0.8, but it is considered as an integer value. So 0.8, what is the integer value of that? 0 only. So 0 into basic salary, it gives you 0. Understood, guys? So instead of that, you have to write 0.8. Okay, one another solution is there. I will show you. 80 divided by 100 and typecast into float. Okay, so let's check whether it works or not. Compile it, no compilation error, run it. Now same 10,000. Oh no, gross salary is itself 12,000. Means this is also not working here. Work here. Okay. So guys, understood? So right here, instead of 80 divided by 100, write 0.8 itself. Okay, guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is the all about how to calculate the gross salary depending on TA, DA. If any other things are also there, you have to calculate it and then add it. It gives you gross salary. Then gross salary you have to print. Okay. Now only 10 minutes are there. So I have give one task before we will move to the next point. What we have to do? You have to calculate, find the area of circle and area of triangle and upload on the Moodle. Yes, I have created this link on the Moodle. You have to upload there. Okay. Science. Yes. So in discussion forum, I have add new question, that is implement the C program to find the area of the triangle. This is same description. Okay. So everyone should do the implementation, write the code and upload here immediately. Only 10 minutes are there. Okay. 10 minutes are sufficient. Implement the C program to find the area of triangle and upload here itself. Yes. So I will give the link also in your MS Teams chat window. So click on that, give the credentials of your Moodle. Just click on that, give the credentials. Directly it moves to this discussion forum. Yes, and number of students not given only 29. That is half of the students only give 50%. 50% student remaining. Otherwise, I will not give the marks to the discussion forum. That is 2 marks compulsory. So everyone should give that. So your time starts now. Okay. So 10 minutes are there. You have to solve that. Yes, your time start now. Do it fast.